Welcome back, Wellness Warriors, to week 2 of our 75 Soft Challenge. And this week was a hard week, and there are going to be some things that I didn't think I'd have to be talking about this early in our challenge. This week was a hard week for me, and when it is a hard week, there are some lessons learned, and I have 3 of them for you. The last 2 are the most important, so stick around till the end. If you're a returning viewer, welcome back. If you're new, welcome. My name's Miranda, and I am on a journey to lose over 120 pounds, and this was week 2 of my 75 Soft Challenge. And unfortunately, this week was a pretty hard week for me, and unfortunately was also self-inflicted. And the reason for that is because I track pretty much everything. And because I also have ADHD, sometimes the people who run things upstairs, they take a coffee break at an inappropriate time and things get a little messed up. Things don't get tracked the way they should, or they get written down wrong, or maybe they get written down in the wrong order and things get a little messed up. And because of that, it caused a problem this week that I was hoping not to talk about right now. It was supposed to be something that was briefly mentioned next week and not something that caused a great big problem like it did this week. And that is what we're going to talk about today. And that is also what's going to be caused for some of the lessons that were learned. So let's get into it, shall we? So what exactly happened? Well, if you've been watching my videos, you'll know at the end of last week, I was riding a pretty big high. I had lost close to 7 pounds, 6.6 pounds, and I was feeling pretty good. I know that that kind of a loss was not something that was going to be sustainable over time. I was looking for probably a 2 to 2.5 pound loss consistently over the next couple of weeks, not a 7 pound consistent loss, but it was a pretty good start, I must say, and I was pretty happy about that. And I was looking forward to what this week would bring. Now, the previous videos, I was only going to weigh myself for the channel and for the challenge on the end of the first week, 30 days, the end of the challenge. But I was going to track it to make sure I stayed on task and to make any minor changes that needed to be done throughout the challenge, because I didn't want to get to the end of the challenge and find a disappointing loss, because that's what this challenge is for me. Consistency in my habits, but I also, with the size I am, expected to lose some weight. Now, with that being said, I was stepping on the scale and tracking my weight. And at the beginning of the week, I tracked my weight and I saw a small weight loss and I was happy. And then on Tuesday, nothing. Wednesday, nothing. Thursday, nothing. And I'm starting to panic. I'm wondering why on earth I'm not seeing any weight loss. And then on Friday, I find out why. And why did I have no weight loss this week? Because my cycle started. And at this point, all the ladies who are watching are, and that's also what I did too. Because every time our cycles are about to start, we bloat, we gain water weight, things like this happen because of our hormones. But I should have known this because I track, right? Wrong. I tracked it for next week. So instead of week 2, I had it starting in week 3. So I spent 3 days stressing, worrying about what was going wrong, wondering why I was plateauing on the second week of a challenge, all because of a rookie mistake, all because of a simple misstep and simply writing down the wrong time for a simple date. It was just a simple error that caused me 3 days of stress. Ridiculous. So this is where lesson number 1 comes into play. If you're tracking by your weight and your weight alone, ladies, do not step on that scale when your cycle is due. Because of hormone changes, about 3 or 4 days before it's due, you will probably see an increase in weight due to hormone changes for weight retention. Progesterone makes us hungrier, and therefore that scale will probably go up or stay the same. So do not step on that scale if you're trying to lose weight when your cycle is due. And this leads me to lesson number 2. Don't stress the things that you can't control. I'm a recovering perfectionist and I always want to do everything right all the time. And this week I found myself spiraling over something that I couldn't control, even though I didn't know it. And there are always going to be things in life that we can't control. So we have to focus on the things that we can. And sometimes during this challenge, there's going to be things that come up that we may not be able to control, like an illness or an injury. So when those things happen, we need to focus on the things that we can control, like our habits, our sleep, our hydration, making sure we get in our proper diet. These are the things that are within our control that we can manage. So when things get out of control, these are the things that are within our control and we can manage ourselves. And lesson number 3, the one I have forgotten about and probably the cardinal rule for when losing weight. Do not let the scale be your only form of measurement when losing weight. It's always tempting to see those numbers go down on the scale, but sometimes your body's changing in other ways. You're losing inches and gaining muscle, in which case the numbers may not move. And I, out of everybody, know this and should be concerned with more than just the numbers on the scale. And this week, I forgot about that. And of course, there are so many other ways you can measure how you're doing when you're changing your lifestyle. You can take a progress picture. You can see how much clearer your skin is getting, how much better your sleep is, even how much more energy or how your mood is can all be factors when you're changing your lifestyle. And I forgot about these because I was so hung up on the scale this week. So please, please learn my lesson and don't just take the scale for granted and just focus on the scale numbers when you're making lifestyle changes. For me, I notice that I am thinking much more clearly and I'm getting much better sleep. So these are the things that I should have been focusing on rather than just the number on the scale. If you're doing this challenge with me, comment below and let me know how you're doing on this challenge and what kind of changes you're seeing at the end of this second week. And before we go, I want to say thank you to everybody who's been commenting in the community tab and on these videos. They mean so much to me. I've tried to get back to every single one of you on all my short videos and in the long form. I've been very active in the community tab, getting back to all of you guys. And it has just been wonderful to see this community start to blossom. So keep it up, guys. I'm really looking forward to it. And I will see you guys in the next one.